guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most influential women in Indian history, Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was a poet, political activist, and one of the key figures in the Indian independence movement. She was also the first woman to become the governor of an Indian state. Birth. She was born on the 13th of February 1879 in Hyderabad, India. She was the eldest daughter of Aghori Nath Chattopadhyay, a Bengali Brahmin who was principal of the Nizam's College, Hyderabad. Her mother was Vada Sundari Devi. At the age of 12, she entered the University of Madras and studied 1895-98 at King's College, London. Later, she studied at Girton College, Cambridge. Marriage life. In 1898, she came to Hyderabad and the same year married Govindarajalu Naidu. He was a physician, whom she met during her stay in England. They had 5 children. Their daughter Padmaja also joined the Quit India movement, and she held several governmental positions in independent India. Political career of Sarojini Naidu. At the start of 1904, she became a popular orator, promoted Indian independence and women's rights, mainly women's education. In 1906, she addressed the Indian National Congress and the Indian Social Conference in Calcutta. She earned the Kesari Hind Medal in 1911 for her social work for flood relief. Later, she returned it back in protest of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, April 1919. In 1909, she met Muttulakshmi Reddy and Mahatma Gandhi in 1914. In 1917, she with Reddy helped to establish the Women's Indian Association. Later, she accompanied her colleague Annie Besant to advocate universal suffrage in front of the Joint Select Committee in London, United Kingdom. At that time, Annie Besant was the president of the Home Rule League and Women's Indian Association. She also supported the Likhau Pact. As an orator, she was famous for her personality and the incorporation of her poetry. She had close ties with Mahatma Gandhi, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Rabindranath Tagore, and Saladevi Chaudhrani. She joined Mahatma Gandhi's Satyagraha movement of non-violent resistance against British rule after 1917. In 1919, she went to London as a part of the All India Home Rule League. Next year, she participated in the non-cooperation movement in India. She travelled in Eastern Africa and South Africa for Indians in 1924. She was one of the major figures to have led the civil disobedience movement and the Quit Indian movement. In 1925, she was appointed the President of the Indian National Congress in 1925 and later became the Governor of the United Provinces in 1947, becoming the first woman to hold the office of Governor in the Dominion of India. She was a founding member of the All Indian Women's Conference in 1927. She also presided over the East African and Indian Congress 1929 session in South Africa. Why is Sarojini Naidu so important? Well, for one, she was a trailblazer for women in India. Her achievements paved the way for future generations of Indian women to enter politics, pursue their dreams, and make a difference. Literacy life of Sarojini Naidu. She led an active literary life and attracted notable Indian intellectuals. At the age of 12, she started writing. She was also famous for her vivid use of rich sensory images in her writing, and for her depictions of India. Her first volume of poetry was published in 1905 named The Golden Threshold. She was elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature in 1914. In 1912, her second and most strongly nationalist book of poems, The Bird of Time, was published. Her collected poems that were written in English have been published under the titles The Sceptred Flute, 1928, and The Feather of the Dawn, 1961. Sarojini Naidu's work as a poet earned her the sobriquet the Nightingale of India or Bharat Kokila by Mahatma Gandhi due to colour, imagery, and lyrical quality of her poetry. Her poetry consists of both children's poems and various other themes including patriotism, romance, and tragedy. Death of Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu died on the 2nd of March 1949, at the Government House in Lucknow. She was attacked by a cardiac arrest on the afternoon of the 2nd of March. Her death was an unhappy occasion for several Indians. Sarojini Naidu was a true icon of Indian history. Her contributions to literature and politics have left an indelible mark on the country and inspired generations of Indians to follow in her footsteps. I hope this video has given you a greater appreciation for this amazing woman and her legacy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.